Hello everyone and welcome to another design of the week. Thanks so much for joining me. This week I've decided to do a nice wintry Christmas design. I've entitled it "Twas the Night Before Christmas." Mainly because of the design we're going to do on our thumbs, and that is of Santa's reindeer flying across the moon the night before Christmas. And we're going to add a nice little Christmas word at the bottom of your nail. Now because this is a really big design, I decided not to do it on all my nails. So for the rest of my nails, we're going to do a nice wintry snowflake design on a dark blue nail. We're going to use a little bit of silver to stamp with and a little bit of white. So please grab your materials and let's get started and let's do this design. Okay, so for the first step, you're going to paint your nails a nice dark navy blue. I love this blue from Revlon. It's called Midnight Affair, and it's got a little bit of shimmer through it, but it gives you a nice dark base. You can choose to do any color you want, but I wanted to do a dark blue just to set off the snowflakes and then the reindeer that I'm going to do on my thumb. For the snowflake nail, I'm going to show you on this nail here how we're going to do it. Now, I've done on other videos where you can stamp with polishes other than the Conad stamping polishes. I found that anything that's a professional polish with really fine glitter tends to work really well, and I've used the Orly brand on other videos. I'm going to do my background snowflakes in silver. The Orly brand, it's called Dazzle, and we're going to use plate A39, and we're going to use a variety of these three snowflakes right here. So give your polish a good shake. Now this will come across a lot more watery when you put it on your stamps, and you might get some blurring, but it is just for the background, so don't worry about it if that happens. I'm going to pick this snowflake here and just come up my silver polish on top of it like that. I'm going to scrape and use my small ends so I can place the snowflake where I want it. I'm going to start right down in the corner here and put my first silver snowflake there. Okay, I'm going to clean that one, and then I'm going to pick a different pattern and I'm going to put it up here in the corner. I'm trying to leave some room in the background so I can add my white snowflakes on top, but you can put as many or as few on as you like. I think I'm going to pick this one here. I just put the silver on that one, scrape across, and I'm going to just add it right up in the corner. And you can kind of go off your nail if you don't want the full snowflake on your nail too. That kind of gives a nice effect. You can do half of the pattern if you like. Okay, I'm just going to clean that up. Now we're going to switch to our plate M59. And this has smaller snowflakes on it. We're going to do those in your white stamping polish. And the white will stand out a lot more. That's why I do the silver first as a background color. This snowflake first. Gonna roll, check it, and I'm gonna put it in the empty spot there, right on top. And I think I'm gonna place my other snowflake over here. And I'm gonna use the other pattern on this plate. Like this. And I'm just going to do it right over this way. Just going to take my corrector pen and just clean up around my nail. Okay, and then you can add your top coat when you're all done. Okay, for the second part of this design, we're going to do the thumbnail. And I've chosen to use this big image in the middle of Santa Claus with his sleigh and his reindeer going across the moon. Now, if you notice, this image is huge. It might not fit on a regular nail, and it's even a little bit bigger for my long nails as well. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the moon part that's outlined with the reindeer and skip the ends here so I can get it in the middle of my thumb. And as you can see, I'm only going to do it on my thumb, and I'm going to add the word Christmas right at the bottom. This takes a few different steps, but I'll show you how to do it. We're going to start with your stamping polish in white first, and we're just going to put it over the part of the image that we want. Okay, so the part with the reindeers and the outline of the moon. Okay, and we're going to scrape across like that, and we'll use the big end of our stamper because I don't think it'll fit on the small end. Okay, and we're going to try to line it up right in the middle of the nail if you can. Okay, so like that. Now you can leave it like that and put the Christmas words at the bottom if you like, but I'm going to color in the moon. And this was just to give me the shape of the circle so I know what to work in. And then I'm going to go back over with black stamping polish with the reindeer so it looks like a shadow going across the moon like I did in this one. But first I'm going to stamp the words Christmas at the bottom of my nail here. So I'm going to take my white stamping polish again and go across. And I'm going to use the small end this time so I can try to get the words as straight as possible on the bottom here. So I'm just going to line it up on the bottom of my nail and go right across. Okay, and you notice that I am balancing my thumb on my fingers here, so when you do press with your stamper, it gives you that flexibility underneath and that pressure that you need to run your stamper right across. If you hold your nail out here, I find a lot of times the finger can move. See how the finger moves? Because it doesn't have that leverage underneath. So that's why I like to do it on top of my fingers. Some people like to do it down here. That's totally up to you, but I find I can place my image a lot better when I'm holding it up here. Now there's a couple ways that you can fill in the moon here. You don't have to. You're very welcome to leave it just as is and do a nice top coat over top, but I wanted to add a little bit of dimension, and I've done this before with the Miji pens. Squeeze a little bit out on a paper towel first, and I'm just gonna start at the top here, and I'm just going squeezing a little bit at a time, and I'm going inside the image that I just stamped. This beats trying to do a circle freehand because a lot of times it can become more like a lopsided oval. So I'm just going over the original reindeers like this. I'm just squeezing a little bit at a time so I don't get a big blob on my nail. Now this way of doing it is going to be a little bit more time consuming because you really have to wait for this polish to dry. Because it is regular polish, it's going to take several minutes for it to dry before you can stamp on it. Because if it's not totally dry, it's going to move all the way across your nail or it'll leave a ridge and it will just look messy. So once you're done this step, go watch a program on TV or something and let it dry really well and come back and I'll show you how to do the stamping part and how we do the finishing touch with a little bit of silver glitter. Okay, so after you've let your moon dry really well that you've colored in, we're going to go back over it the same way we did with the white, but we're going to use black to make it look like a shadow going across the moon. Okay, so take your black stamping polish, color in the reindeer part and the outline of the moon. We're going to try to match it up as best we can. If you can't, totally don't even worry about it. There's a way to fix that. Okay, so scrape that, roll, check it. Okay, and I'm just going to try to line up the edge of my moon and go right over top like that. Okay, so you can see we've got the reindeer now across the moon in black, which makes a nice effect against the white words and the white moon and your dark blue background. Now, if you like, you can always take your silver striper and go around the moon if you like, just to give it a little bit of glitter. But I think for this one, I'm just going to take a silver top coat. This is one that I've had originally from Conad, but just make sure when you're picking a glitter top coat, it's very translucent so that you're not covering your image with a whole bunch of glitter and then you won't see your stamp. So we're just going to do this over the moon. Okay, and remember with top coat, you want lots on your brush because you don't want your stamp to move or bleed. Very lightly go over the moon part like this. Not too many times. And then we're going to let that dry really good. And then you're going to put your top coat over the whole nail to protect it. And you're done. Thanks for watching and happy stamping and happy holidays, everyone.